What's up, guys? This is the Cristian Inferno podcast starring Sonic Knight 20 and me, Cristian Inferno. Today, we're going to be talking about some personal experiences that I've had as far as, dreams and paranormal shit and entities and all sorts of shit like that. And we're going to talk about Slenderman, a bunch of shit. You can just wait until we fucking talk about it. All right. So, what's up? First of all, what's up, dog?
What's going on?
Nah, shit, like we discussed. I know you said you saw a video of a guy talking about he saw a portal that was like the one that I've described in the past.
Yeah, so there was this guy. If you've been watching for a while, you would have heard about the portals that we're talking about. But just in case you haven't, so Chris used to see these portals that as a kid, and they're described really distinctly. And I was watching a podcast. It was this guy named Fantastic Daily. He does podcasts. Shout out to him. He's cool. It's a creepy channel. And this guy came on there. He interviews people who have like crazy experiences and stuff. And this guy comes on and he said he basically describes in detail almost the exact same portal that Chris has seen and was talking about. And I thought that was really weird. And that it kind of got us wondering, like, how many people have seen these? Like, what if it's actually something? Because that's the first time. I don't know if it's the first time you've heard of other people, but that's the first time I've heard of anyone else had that kind of experience.
Yeah, no, I can remember distinctly and vividly seeing them, and it was always one door in my old house. It was just like storage room door, and I legit never went in there because I would always have dreams of opening that door and there being a green spiral portal when you open the door, like a dark green with kind of like white spirals and really, crude and just like, just a literal portal. And like, I still have the dream every once in a while. Like, and it's always very vivid and it always feels real. And it always feels like I'm back standing in front of it. Like it doesn't feel like a dream. It feels like it's reality. And I don't really dream very often, at least that I remember. If I do dream, I really do not remember any of them. But if I have that dream, I will remember it distinctly because it's very vivid and very. Yeah.
It's like there's something up with that room.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't live there anymore, and my family doesn't live there anymore, so I can't go and explore.
I guess you'll never really know if there's anything up with that thing.
Well, and too, like, I have the address of that house tattooed on me, so like I feel like that if you do something like that, I feel like I have a spiritual connection with that house. Yeah. So maybe like I'm spiritually linked to it. I don't know. Because I had some pretty weird moments when I was a kid. I mean, I lived there until I was 4, and then I moved in with my parents into an apartment, and I had problems at that apartment as well with shit. But like my grandparents still lived there for a pretty long time afterwards. So I was still over there on a daily basis,
Yeah.
I mean, I was little, so I still stayed over there a lot because, why wouldn't I live there? So obviously I'm going to stay over there a lot of times and whatnot. So there's something, I don't know what it is about that house. It's a great house, but portals and like shit, like the scene in Poltergeist. I remember literally like just a static TV being on. And me sitting upstairs, like staring at it, like weirdly. And I can see myself in like a a point of view where I'm literally looking at myself, like staring at the TV, and it's so weird because I'm pretty sure that actually happened. You know, it's so weird. I mean, I've talked about it before, but the fact that
it's creepy though.
These screen portals, like that makes me really interested. I've looked it up multiple times and never had an account of, read an account of somebody else experiencing them. But also, maybe I'm not putting the right descriptors in or some shit. You know, I don't know. But I thought it was really interesting that you saw what you read about somebody or listened to somebody saying. So what exactly did they say? Were they not? You said they were descriptive. Like what exactly did they say? Do you remember?
Yeah, he said. One thing he said that you didn't say. He said it was cloudy. He said the portal was cloudy, and he said it had lines across it, like spiral lines, like literally like you said. Said it had spiral lines across it, and he also said the lines across it were like lightning, sort of. And he said it was green.
Yeah, kind of like a cloudy green. I mean, that's probably. I would say it's like you got that picture I sent to you, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty much.
So that's what it looks like.
Yeah, except I replaced the spirals with like text of my producer name, my producer name, you know. But like that's the type of green that it looked like kind of like a blotchy green that's kind of like dark in some spots and not uniform, and like.
That's really weird how that guy was so close to your description of it.
I know, it's pretty crazy if you think about it. I don't know, like I haven't heard many people say that they've experienced the same thing, but it has to be something because it resonates with me and it's stuck with me, and something that like will cross my mind just when I'm just sitting there and I'll like randomly think about it. So obviously, like, it is something. Yeah, it's crazy. I can't begin to understand, but
yeah, I really don't know.
Yeah, where did he say he saw it? Did he say he opened a door and it was there?
I think it was in a doorway. I think it was in a doorway to his room, and he also said someone came out of it. So that you didn't say someone came out of it, but that's what he said.
I don't recall anybody ever coming out.
Yeah, he said someone came out of it and was like looking at him and like breathing heavily. Like that's what he said, which sounds kind of like sleep paralysis.
Yeah, but if he wasn't asleep, then...
Yeah, he said he was 99% sure that he was awake and he was seeing what he was seeing.
Yeah, how old did he say he was when this experience happened?
I think he said he was like... I think he said he was like 7, and when he really comprehended it, he was like 9. When he really realized what actually happened and put it together in his head, he was like 9. So,
yeah, I think kids are more susceptible to that type of stuff as well. That's something that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm almost certain they are.
I feel like, well, when you're a kid, you don't have any preconceived notions, and a lot of just like look at like folklore, like. You have to welcome stuff in, for it to affect you.
Yeah.
If you're a kid, you have active imagination. You kind of theoretically welcome stuff in.
Yeah, everything.
Without even knowing it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just how kids are, I guess.
Yeah, like I've heard plenty of people like saying like they had imaginary friends that weren't necessarily imaginary, and they were literally like spirits or other things or entities or a whole bunch of crazy stuff. and you don't hear about that with adults.
Yeah, you really don't.
And I think that, I don't know, it's a pretty interesting thing.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Like,
Yeah.
how it just so happens that all this stuff happens in your childhood. Like,
Yeah, but when that type of shit happens when you're an adult, you flip shit, you know?
Yeah. Maybe that's why. I mean, maybe that's the reason, because, like, they don't want, these entities don't want people to flip out. Like, which is why they target kids, I guess.
Yeah, man, here's the thing, like, with kids and, so much different shit goes on when you're a kid. Like, how much do you honestly remember? Like, I'm sure there's been a lot of shit that I've literally pushed out of my mind, and I have no recollection of that happened that was, like, something that seriously fucked me up mentally.
Yeah.
There's no way of knowing if any of that shit happened, because if I did push it out of my mind, then there would be no way that I could, recollect it.
Yeah.
So, like, I think of that every once in a while. Like, I've had some pretty, pretty interesting moments in the house that I, live in now. I've lived at the house I live in now, since I was probably in second grade, maybe. So, quite a while. Yeah, I'm an adult now. But, like, I've had some moments, like, me and a friend in the backyard, and in the kitchen, there's, like, this little window, and literally seeing, like, a face, and literally, like, a man with, like, a top hat in the fucking window, and, like, running into the house trying to find out what it was, and a whole bunch of shit like that, and just, I don't think there's anything wrong with my house. Yeah.
I mean, it could be, like, how old were you when that stuff was happening?
I mean, I was a kid still. I was probably, fifth grade or so.
Because your imagination's a powerful thing. Like,
yeah, I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with my house. I don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong with my house. I mean, if anything, like, I'm not really necessarily afraid of that, of paranormal things, because I am a firm believer in your conscience is stronger than anything that's going to be trying to, affect you. So if you don't let it affect you, like, it can't do anything to you.
Yeah.
Because, if you're suspects, you better not come outside, because you might get your wig pushed back tonight, because I deserve my respect, and brains don't matter if your wig gets split on some third-eye shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, I don't know, like we said, like, adults are good at just blocking stuff out. Like, kids are not. So,
yeah, and I mean, that's something that's kind of scary, having a daughter, like a daughter, right?
yeah, it is kind of scary. God forbid my kid is like seeing things. Like, I don't want that to happen.
Yeah, well, I mean, here's the thing is, I'll fuck anything up that comes near me. So if she says something like that, I will work relentlessly to fuck whatever that thing is up.
Yeah.
So, like, I won't let nothing happen. I'll let something happen to me before I let something happen to my daughter. Like,
yeah, I mean, it could
crucify me. You can't crucify her. Like,
it could always be, like, I don't know, a lot of the time it's a loved one who passed away there, like, that, and because there's been many instances of poltergeists that are just they try and take care of their grandchildren, and they want to get to know their grandchildren, but they're fucking dead, obviously. So, you know how that goes. And they find out, like, it's, like their parents, they'll be like, oh, that's mom, or that's dad. Like, because it'll be something distinct that they recognize, or something like that. So that kind of stuff can happen.
I don't think there's anything wrong with my house, so it's not even really a problem for me that you know.
Then it's no problem.
So,
I don't think there's anything wrong with my house either, thankfully.
But I think, you know, maybe, you know, I hear a lot of stuff from people. I think, like, certain things kind of attach to certain people, and maybe I'm a little bit more susceptible to stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I search shit out like that because I find it interesting. So, and I've done that for you know, quite a while. That I've been interested in topics like this, and you know, so maybe that hasn't been a good thing, you know, for me, or maybe it has.
It's always the image of change.
I don't know.
That really makes the poet.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you know, like I could have shit attached to me right now, and you know, I wouldn't necessarily know it, you know.
Yeah, some people are just more, like, some people are just a lot more susceptible to that kind of stuff, and it's just because, like, the truth is stranger than fiction. Like, there's just so much we don't understand, and I really think it's as simple as that.
Yeah, a hearse legit just pulled up behind me. Oh, never mind. I was to say. Looks like a hearse, but if it was, that was about to be a real creep. Sorry, we can put this in if you want, but sorry, what were you saying?
I was done. I was just saying, there's just a lot. We basically understand nothing about about reality. So
yeah, well, there's so many different theories about everything that the truth is indiscernible, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
there's no way. We'll never know about a lot of this stuff.
Well, even with science, look, the theory of relativity, you know, it's like everything's a theory. So really, how much do we actually know? There's nothing that's concrete. With science, is just pseudoscience, really.
Yeah, science is just theories. Like,
yeah, and mysticism, you know, and the shit that we talk about, paranormal activity and paranormal, you know, topics, you know, black eye kiss, ghost, alien abductions, all that shit. If you want to call all that shit pseudoscience, science is pseudoscience. So all that is theory. So how do we not? What do you consider backing? It's like you know, Always Sunny in Philadelphia kind of made a point with the whole. He's like, Mac was like, so have you ever seen any of these fossils? Have you ever poured over the data yourself? And Dennis was like, no. So he's like, oh, so you're reading facts in the book that you haven't actually went out and researched and performed these experiments. You just have faith that these individuals that you don't know are right. He's comparing that to the Bible. And I was like, if you put it that way, even though it is kind of ridiculous, like, it is true.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing.
Yeah, it's true.
People that are like religious saying like Santa Claus isn't real, but are religious, and it's like, so you can say Santa Claus isn't real, but somebody could also say that God doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So how are you telling your kids that, oh, Santa Claus doesn't exist, but this flying guy in the sky definitely exists? It's like, okay. I mean, you can have the opinion that Santa Claus doesn't exist. You know, like, you can very well have that opinion. But if some kid literally thinks that he does in this shit, he literally has just as much backing that Santa Claus exists than you have
as
that
God, right?
Yeah. So like my girlfriend says something like Santa Claus, like her mom, doesn't celebrate Christmas much and shit like that. She like wouldn't let her daughter, my girlfriend's other sister, wouldn't really let her believe in Santa Claus and all this type of shit. And then she is like real religious and shit like that. And I literally told her, I was like, so you can say that Santa Claus doesn't exist, but I can say God's a fucking joke and doesn't exist.
Right.
So, like, you don't, like, that's the same comparison.
Yeah, because you have no concrete anything as to God existing. So
yeah, so
if
people
if you
in
do,
Santa Claus,
show
they
it,
have faith that Santa Claus is real. That's the whole point of religion, is that you have faith that it's real.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can say people have miracles and shit like that, but you could also say that some kids have presents that they didn't know were there, and then parents will be like, "Oh, I forgot that I got you this," and then they're probably thinking in their head, "I don't remember getting my kids those gifts. Like, maybe that was legitimately fucking Santa Claus then."
Yeah, right. Who's to say?
I'm not making an argument that Santa Claus exists, but you know what I'm saying, like.
Yeah, I mean, who's to say it's not?
Yeah, who is to fucking say it's not?
It's like, okay.
Yeah, I'm an asshole a lot of the time. Maybe I've been on his fucking naughty list, and that's why I've been getting fucking presents from him. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, I'm an asshole. Yeah, so. Maybe that explains it. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah. You there?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this kind of goes in with the whole, like, just the fact with people being, like, you have to welcome in an entity for it to come into you. I've been thinking about, like, bridges, because, like, I haven't had very many dreams about bridges, but, like, I have had a couple, eerie instances and eerie dreams that kind of involve with bridges, and I've seen so many, like, haunted bridges, and they have that bridge in England where dogs literally commit suicide there. Like, you're not allowed to bring a dog on there.
Oh yeah.
And think of how many people have jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge and all that shit. And if you think about it, a bridge is like, if we're going from how Neil deGrasse Tyson talks about dimension, a bridge is a point from one dimension that connects to another dimension. Yeah. So literally, a bridge is something that connects dimensions. So, I don't know. Take what you want with that information, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't immediately deny it or anything. Like.
And then I started thinking, there's so many different, like, entities and shit like that can't cross bridges.
Like in the books and stuff.
Yeah, and I just been wondering about that. I'm like, so what is the connection with the paranormal and bridges? And I've been looking up information, and it's pretty scarce to find shit. And I've been, like, seriously searching, kind of scouring the internet, and haven't really came up with much shit. And it's pretty frustrating, but I feel like there's a pretty big connection there. Because, like, there's something called the Covered Bridge that's on the east side around here, and I don't live out there, so I haven't had very many experiences. But, like, my sister we drove on it, and my sister was, like, telling me about it, and the area is kind of, like, weird and has a whole bunch of shit that's weird over there. So, I mean, it's a pretty interesting thing. And then I've been thinking about that too, and it's like, bridges are pretty interesting, because you could call a portal a bridge too, really.
Yeah. Well, a bridge is just
something that connects two plots.
Yeah, something that
2 points.
2 places. Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought that was pretty crazy. And I can think of so many just like different like movie scenes that are creepy that have bridges in them and shit. You know, if you think about it. There's quite a few.
I always thought that what's the bridge where the dogs always commit suicide?
I forget what the exact name of it is, but I believe it's in England.
Yeah, so I always thought that was interesting. I don't know why dogs always jump off of that. Like, I watched a video about that once, and it said, like, I forget what it said. It gave some pretty, like, scientific reasons. But they were pretty stupid reasons, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I don't think they actually understand why that happens.
Yeah, I don't think they do. It's just, they have signs up that literally say, like, watch your dog closely, like, don't let them off the leash or anything like that, because they might just jump off and fucking die.
Yeah, and that's absolutely crazy. And, like, I was watching something, and it was, like, talking about the Golden Gate Bridge movie that they made, and how, they didn't actually want it to be made because they thought more people would jump off it after the movie was made. And like, there's a lot of people that jump off the Golden Gate Bridge and shit like that.
Yeah, for sure.
And you know, like, I saw a video of someone bungee jumping, someone afraid to bungee jump off of this bridge, and then this guy just jumps off the bridge to show him, like, he didn't have the bungee on, and then he hits the ground. He's like, oh. And then he was like, I'm okay.
What?
Yeah, that's kind of, it's not paranormal or anything, but
The fuck, dude?
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting with the whole bridges thing, and, you know, it's a weird topic.
Yeah, it's interesting, especially the dog thing. Like, can you imagine losing your dog to that?
Yeah, I'd be devastated. I'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And you never get any answers.
No,
Like,
man.
I don't think it's crazy to think that bridges would be to another dimension, especially if in all these books and stuff they say, like, all these entities can't cross bridges for whatever reason, or they need to have special permissions or access to cross them.
Yep. Well, that kind of goes in with, like, black-eyed kids. You have to welcome them into your house for them to go in. You have to welcome them into your car. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean, that's a good thing.
Like, look at animals and, like, you know, usually when animals are barking at something that's not there, it's because they see something that you don't, you know what I mean? So maybe they see something that is literally compelling them to jump off.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Which is a scary thing to think about.
Yeah, so that's pretty a pretty weird thing, you know. But one reason why I even started thinking about bridges is I saw Slender Man over the weekend.
Oh, that shit show.
Yeah, I mean, it was shot really well, but there was one scene in particular when they're in the woods and there's like this gate, and then for some reason that gate made me think of bridges. Like, I think it's because there's this bridge in the woods. I forget where it is, but like, I've been there, and like, I've heard about it and I've seen it like on Forgotten Ohio website. Yeah.
Oh, I know that site.
But like, I've read a story about it, and it's real weird, and I've been there. I don't know why I was there, but I'd been there in person, and the looking at the sign or whatever, you know, the gate that was in Slender Man, for some reason that my mind went right to that bridge in the woods, and I just started thinking about that. I don't know, I just thought it was weird that sometimes your mind is like compare shit without you even like realizing it. I got the fucking dick.
Yeah. Yeah, drink some water.
Ken, I'm in the car.
Oh, fuck.
But yeah, it was just weird that I randomly just thought like, wow, those two things look like they're comparable. Like, what?
Yeah,
I don't know why I thought.
Kind of weird how you immediately made that connection.
Yeah, I don't really understand why I did. Like, like what the connection was, but obviously there was one. But that's what I thought. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's definitely a weird thing, and yeah, talking about Slender Man in general, the movie, you know, the way that they shot it was really cool, but every chance they had to set something up that would have been suspenseful and scary, they just fucking butchered it. It's like, it was so infuriating watching it, because I was like,
I know,
so much with the idea of this, and like even the concept that they were using with like the kids basically, you know, going crazy and shit like that, and you know, Slender Man mentally torturing them and shit like that, and all this stuff. They could have been so much with it, and they kind of did, but for some reason they did it in a way that just was like, it might just be that Slender Man isn't a scary character. Yeah.
I mean, he probably can be if you do it right, but they didn't do it right. At least it could have been a decent movie, but
it wasn't a horror movie. But it
was pretty bad.
Sour taste in my mouth, and I was like, wow. I mean, there were so many times that they could have really like made it scary, and they even at some points they set stuff up where I was like, wow, this could actually be something scary, and I was kind of like, had a little bit of suspense building, and then they just fucked it up.
And then they ruined it.
Yeah, I was like,
and
what?
They absolutely ruin it. Every chance they have to make a good scare, and you just butcher it. Like, you're ruining your own suspense. Like, your movie has, like, there's no suspense to this movie at all.
Yeah, I feel like it and Slender Man are kind of like opposite sides of the coin. It was pretty suspenseful, and they did all the shit that Slender Man didn't do right, you know. And it wasn't a perfect movie, but it genuinely I was genuinely like scared at some points, and
I was too. I was scared of some parts in that movie.
And it's just kind of crazy to think, you know, they're like, we kind of talked about this before, you know, me and you personally, but the fact that like it, Slender Man, you know, fucking the Rake, you know, a bunch of other different shit, they're all kind of like a creature that targets children, will either take them or just like literally just like mentally tortures them and fucks them.
Yeah.
And then we'll be like, yeah, I'll just take you with me, or they'll just like mentally fuck them up and then just leave them there and be like, well, I'm gonna leave you fucked up for the rest of your life. I'll leave you though.
Yeah. It could have been, if it had taken some pointers from it could have been good.
Yeah. I just think that's kind of weird that those characters, like, at their core are so similar.
Well,
I mean, you look at all these different cultures and shit like too. It's kind of like the same thing with the boogeyman, you know, like going and stealing children. You know, like
yeah, a lot of that stuff is similar, like very similar.
I guess that is because, like, as a parent, that's the scariest thing in the world, is that your child, like, you know, is gone. And children can't really fight back. And that's the same thing with, like, if you abuse a child, like, you honestly deserve to be tortured and, like, literally, like, I don't know, like, to have the worst shit possible fucking happen to you, because children can't defend themselves. So you're literally like the worst.
You're a piece of shit.
Like, yeah, you're literal garbage. same thing with people that like abuse animals. Like animals, they can kind of defend
right.
themselves, I guess, but they don't.
Yeah, but not against us.
Yeah, they can't defend themselves, and they don't understand the concept of why you would ever even fucking do that. And a child shouldn't either.
Yeah.
Really, you shouldn't be fucking with people like that anyway. Like, that's fucked. And like,
Yeah.
I think
That's why
shit
these
like that
characters
is
are
so
so
scary.
scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
and the fact that like
it-
when you're on the internet and you see somebody like throwing fucking puppies in a river or something like that, you instantly become overwhelmed with rage and literally want to see that person like fucking dead. Like,
yeah.
I know that there was like some like chick in fucking Russia, and like honestly, I would have went over there and held her under fucking water until she drowned.
Yeah.
And I feel
If you fuck up animals, like I officially hate you. Like
And
seriously.
there's a reason that you look at like serial killers and shit like that. A lot of times serial killers literally kill animals and like fucking do like, you know, depraved shit, and that's how you can literally tell somebody is like emotionally fucked, emotionally disturbed, and probably going to be dangerous stuff to people later in their life.
If you kill adults, that's also, of course, that's bad, but it's not as bad because adults can defend themselves, like you said. So, but if you like hurt kids and animals, like you're literally the worst kind of person. Like,
yeah, well, murdering anybody or anything, like even I mean, I understand hunting just for the fact that when you're hunting, you're trying to get food so you can eat for yourself, you know, and like feed your family, feed yourself. So I mean,
yeah,
that's the, you know, that's nature.
I mean, you're not. Yeah, I don't mind that. Like, you're not. Same with like, you know, like vegan people. Like you're just killing animals to eat. Like, I don't mind that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
but
well, if you're
when
vegan,
doing it for no
you're
reason.
killing plants. You know, plants are alive. You're killing plants. Fucking eat them.
Yeah.
So.
But if you just kill or just hurt animals just for the fuck of it, it's like,
yeah,
what are you
that's
doing?
why I really don't like the idea of hunting, and I don't really fuck with hunting. But if you're hunting for food, and that's the thing is, a lot of people don't hunt for food. They literally just hunt. Like,
yeah, some people do just literally hunt, like just because.
Yeah, I don't really understand why people do that. It's kind of, you know, kind of fucks. But
yeah, they just do it for sport. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of that. It's kind of, it's not something I'm into. Yeah, I like at work a lot of like you know, when you're in a trade, there are a lot of people that do that type of shit, and people literally just talk about hunting, and be like, oh, this 5-point book that I shot and all this shit, and I'm just like, I have no interest in listening to your conversation whatsoever.
Yeah, right.
Like, I mean, it is one thing if you're like eating the deer and shit like that, and like,
yeah, then I don't really mind it, honestly. But just killing them just to kill them, I don't fuck with that.
Or like, if there is a serious overpopulation problem and there's a bunch of deer that are literally like skin and bones and suffering and whatnot, there's not enough food for them and all that shit, then like, yeah, then it's a necessary evil. But
yeah,
just to kill things, it's, there's, you know,
that's fucked up.
Yeah, it's not something that you can really defend, in my mind.
Yeah. Like, I don't
like
see
a
why you would
a condemning character flaw if you take enjoyment in hurting living organisms. You know, I don't see how you could ever defend that in somebody. That's definitely a red flag.
Yeah, for sure. So this was, I don't know what episode, I think 22. So we'll talk to you guys in the next episode, which will have an actual, like, you know, researched topic and shit. So any final words?
Thanks for listening, everybody. This has been the Christian Night Podcast.
Thanks for listening.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.